It's starting? What do you mean it's starting? What channel is this shit on? Oh, it's starting. Hey, this is Tekken!
Married twice, yes.
Thank you.
Whoa! I didn't see that coming. This is Tekken! Holy shit! What the fuck, dude? What? This cannot be an actual match. This is not what a match looks like. This can't be a match. This has to be like a story mode. Cutscene.
Thank you. Thank you.
I did not see that coming. Stay tuned.
Thank you.
Tekken 8.
It's official. Tekken 8 is coming to the PlayStation 5 console.
Wow,
courtesy
I
of
did
our
not see that
battle-hardened
coming.
Friends at Bandai Namco Entertainment.
Tekken 8. I wonder how much of that is going to happen in a real match. You think the camera's going to move around like that? That would be cool. The camera seemed like it was, like, really loose. It'll go anywhere.
It was about a
What a weird camera.
repair tech who had no business.
That was
getting into
weird.
This kind of trouble.
I would have to watch that again.
But there
I
they
was
were,
not ready for that.
standing against each other wherever it
Wow, what perfect timing. If I was like 10 seconds late, it wouldn't have worked. Alright. I'm gonna push play on this shit. Surprise. Remember when Michael Murray was here and I was talking all this shit about how whack those new tactics are and how I like the way Namco calls nerfs new tactics and shit? I was like making fun of them. Well, the reason they made all that stuff whack is because they were busy. They were doing other stuff. So that's pretty cool. And this is what they were doing, I guess. Thanks, Majestic Being and Guts TV. Thanks. I'm going to push play. Oh, wait. Turn the sound on. I'm going to push play. And I'll put the sound on medium tier. Ah, excuse me. Who the fuck is that? Is that like a Tekken Force? Cyrax? This is where I started watching.
Fight.
Spinach? He got buff.
Thank you.
That anime fucking sucks, dude. Let me just tell you that. There's corkscrew. He did corkscrew in a combo. I mean, the reason I say that is because watching this makes my fucking penis soft because of how, like, anime it is. You know?
Thank you.
That's all. That's the only reason I'm bringing that up. And there's an 8.
Thank you.
That's a cool idea. I like the chain. You know what's cool about that, dude? Oh my god, dude. Oh, all the shit talking flows into my brain, dude. Okay, let me remind you of the reveal of Street Fighter fucking 6, dude. Remember the logo Remember how wide Ryu was and the logo they showed? And in this, they showed the chain from Devil Jin and it broke and made an 8. Like, the difference between those two logo reveals were just, like, embarrassing, dude. It is just, like, totally embarrassing. I'm not saying that this game looks any better or worse than that game. I'm only talking about the reveal of the logo. Street Fighter 6's reveal was like the butt of every little bitch on the internet's fucking joke. Like, there were so many memes. They took it from Photoshop. They were making fun of it. You know, that's just, I'd like to point that out. To me, when it comes to this trailer, that is the most interesting part. The way the idea of the chain link being 8, that's pretty funny.
Thank you.
What do you guys have to say about it? I'm kind of pissed off that you made me capture this fucking monitor just for that shitty ass trailer. I'm a little frustrated about that. I'm just gonna be honest. It took me like fucking 30 minutes to capture that. And it took 10 seconds to not give a fuck about it. That part is a little frustrating. But what did you think about it? I mean, it looks fine, but at the end of the day, there is very little... Like, that's like watching... I mean, what's the difference between that and watching the trailer for the Netflix animated series? Not much. I want to know what the game's going to look like and what, like... You know, there was a moment where it low crushed, right? And he jumped over it with a jump kick. So he jumped over the low, and it slowed down during that. I was thinking to myself, is it going to do that in a match? Like, you think the game's going to slow down for a crush? That would be interesting. Would it be good? I don't know. But it would be interesting. More opportunities for the game to slow down. Like, you know, visually slow down. I don't know if that would be a good thing, but I know it would be a cool thing. Because slow-mo is super tight for the viewer. And I think for the player, too. I have a feeling if it were me... I know that Harada is really proud of the slow-mo in Tekken 7. I know that when I saw him and I brought it up, his face lit up, and he was like, that was my idea. He was very, like, I could tell by his face that he was proud of the slow-mo feature in Tekken 7. I told him that shit was tight when I saw him. I said, that is amazing. And his face lit up. So I feel like maybe he would, I always since then felt like he would use it more or like, they won't scrap it, at the very least. He's proud of it. He loves it. I think it's part of Tekken for the future, right? Slow-mo. Now, if you ask me, there are more opportunities in the game where you could put that in. There are more opportunities. Like, it doesn't have to just be for the finishing blow, necessarily. And if you think about how exciting slow-mo is, especially for those moments where it's high intensity, the slowdown happens, but the kill doesn't happen. So the players have to then scramble, and then there's another slow-mo. And like, you know that moment, those moments, you've seen them before. Those moments are really exciting. I have a feeling that maybe they will use this opportunity to create more exciting moments like that mid-match. I don't know if it's a good thing, though, as far as the fun and feel of the game, but I do think that they might explore that. I don't know if that's like... I'm only telling you my experience with Harada. When I brought that up, he was very obviously, like, you know, he's a very low emotion type of guy. He doesn't show emotion. But sometimes, you know, like, you could tell it comes through. And he really, like, was proud of himself when I mentioned that. He was like, yeah, you like that shit, huh? That was my idea. You know, he was adamant to say that. So, we'll see. I think that that's one thing I could take away from that. There are moments of slow motion in that trailer. However, you know, it, like they said, and all of you guys said, it's from the story mode. In the story mode, fucking Heihachi catches bullets in his teeth. But...
Thank you.
He can't do that in-game. He's dead. He could be dead. I don't really care about that. I care more about what the game's going to look like in a match. It's too bad that that was story related. You know what would have been really great? If they showed all that shit and then the life bars appeared and it said round 1 fight. And it showed just even 10 seconds, not even 10, 1 second of a real match. That would be nice. Like if it got into place, something, you know? Because there's so much of that probably is just Netflix original animated series shit. Like all that wing and the, you know, all that talking and shit. It was so anime, man. I don't like anime. It's whack. You know, so you're just watching it. I'm watching it thinking like, this is whack. But it doesn't mean it is. It just means I don't give a fuck about this. I want, like, you know, I want to see the game. I went to the world premiere of Tekken Blood Vengeance or some shit, the animated movie. And after the movie, I was standing outside with everybody, and Harada came up to me, and he said, "Did you like the movie?" And I said, I like the game. And he punched me in the arm. Death fist. It's true. I don't really give a fuck about any of these shitty movies. Like, it's okay if you do. Obviously, someone does. But I couldn't care less about the story. I don't care if Kazuya's two dads threw him off a volcano, or if Wolverine's gonna show up, or Spider-Man and Chewbacca. I don't give a fuck about any of that. I like the gameplay and the game itself. I don't really care about the story. In fact, I feel like the story of most fighting games is kind of like totally a joke. Like some shit that they gotta make up last second. Like, hurry up! What is the story? What are these tubes in Gigas's mouth? You know? I'm not interested. Story lull. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be. Everyone's different. Feel free to be excited about whatever you want. I'm more interested in the actual game, though, personally. Anyway, I'm excited. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited about Tekken 8. That shit, I was shocked. I had no idea they were going to reveal it today, and it looks cool, right? But that trailer was not for me. That trailer was for the type of people who give a fuck about, like, Jun Kazama and the origin of the Hado and fucking shit like that. I don't give a fuck about that at all. I could not care any less about Shenlong or any of that bullshit at all. I don't give a fuck at all. 0%. So for me, it looks nice, and I'm looking forward to seeing real gameplay. It looks nice, though. And the logo, totally shit on Street Fighter 6's logo reveal. You know? It almost feels in a way like, hey, you shouldn't even be comparing these two, right? But why not? I can do whatever the fuck I want. And I'm comparing it because it's funny as fuck if you do. If you compare those two, then it makes you smile. It makes me smile. So that's why I'm doing it. You see what I mean? It makes me smile when I compare those two. The reveal for the logo of Street Fighter 6 was a laughingstock. Sick. What they should have done is they should have made some kind of explosion happen, and then titties pop out, and then it, boom, Street Fighter 6. And then you saw this shit, like he pulls the chain until it gets red hot and then breaks, and then part of the chain link becomes the 8. It's like basically what I said, right? You gotta do some shit like that. It's like more or less the same thing. Titties and explosion, chain breaks, explosion, whatever. You get the point. So I thought it was pretty cool. I'm glad it's in-game. Okay, so you know me, right? I'm always like trying to be optimistic, right? Or whatever, not optimistic. Whatever the fucking word is. I like to compare it to the guy with no legs. You know what I mean? Like, sure, that trailer was whack, right? But it could have been a total fucking computer GI, right? Like it could have been some CGI intro, the whole thing. But at least it was in-game footage, so we got to see like general idea what the actual in-game is going to look like. So on the one hand, I'm sitting here thinking like cinematic trailer sleeping face, I want in-game footage. But on the other hand, at least we got to see what the game will look like. I would have loved to have seen a couple of life bars and, you know, like they showed Corkscrew, so that pretty much guarantees Corkscrew is in. They showed slow-mo, middle of combat slow-mo. Yeah, in-game, it's like, you know, it's not, it had gameplay in it. That's the thing, like, you know, you're the gullible one. The guy who said it had gameplay in it, that's like I wouldn't go that far. I don't know if I would call that gameplay. What I would call that is the models are rendered with in-game like models. But I don't think any of the shit that they did is shit that you'll do. Yeah, none of that was gameplay. I wouldn't go that far. Did it have a release date? You tell me. I think it said some shit like stay tuned or are you ready or some shit like that instead of a release date. Yo, Migo, who do you want to see return in Tekken 8? I can tell you who I want to not see return, but